realize I'm making these fancy reels, and what really seems to be what you're looking for is when I come on and tell you about my personal story. So I'd like to do that today. And I know some of you have already heard this story, but I just want to kind of tell it again. I'm going to do my best to tell it briefly. I had slowly gained 65 pounds from the time that I gave birth to my son until now, and he just turned 10. So it was over a long period of time. I was probably like 10 pounds overweight when I got pregnant with him, and it just slowly built up over that time. I tried a number of different things to lose the weight. I had done different workouts over the years. Most recently, I thought, okay, it's my thyroid. So I got on desiccated thyroid, very low dose, just to kind of support the thyroid. It just controls so many processes in the body. And so I thought, okay, this is the answer. And it definitely helped. Like when I started taking the thyroid, I was like, oh, okay, I do feel better. But it wasn't like huge. Then I realized, thankfully, a friend basically did an intervention with me, and she's like, Jenelle, you're in perimenopause. You need hormones. You need to get on bioidentical hormones. You're in denial that you're 35 years old. And so that was huge for me. And you'd think that'd be an easy process. It's not. So if you're struggling to get support in perimenopause, or even if you're like unsure if you're in perimenopause, maybe you're like late 30s and you're having symptoms, but you're like, how can this be happening now? It can be happening now. Like maybe you're in your 40s and you're like, oh my gosh, I think this has been happening for a while now, and I have brain fog, or I have like joint pain, or trouble sleeping, or just dryness in your body. It can be a lot of different symptoms, and obviously, like, we all hear about hot sweats or hot flashes, and I just feel like, oh my gosh, perimenopause symptoms can be so much more than that. So just diving deeper into that was big for me. And then I was doing a strength training program. I was getting movement in throughout the day. I started to eat more protein and pay attention to like my fiber intake and my water intake. And I take a decent number of supplements, so just like at least getting the basics, like vitamin D with K2, magnesium, a good omega-3/6 ratio is very important, and then vitamin B, complex, all the B's. Knowing if you are methylating properly, so if you have one of those gene SNPs or gene mutations, you want to be like taking the right supplement for your body, something that your body can use. Okay, I'm totally getting on a tangent now, but my point is, when I introduced a low dose of Tirzepatide, which is a GLP-1 agonist peptide, that was the absolute game changer for me. Now, I was making progress, I was losing fat, I was gaining muscle, but what happened was my body just went when I started taking the Tirzepatide, and it released a tremendous amount of inflammation and water weight. So in the first 2 weeks, my body released 10 pounds. I stopped feeling puffy. Like, you can see, like, from 1 week to the next, the change in my face. I should probably create something that demonstrates that. My joints stopped hurting. On Thursday, I took my first shot. Thursday. That Saturday, I met a friend at the beach, and I played beach volleyball with her daughter. I dove into the sand. It's one of my videos on Instagram that did really well, because I think it's like an action shot of me diving. But oh my gosh, my body looks very different than it does now. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't think twice about diving. I mean, yeah, it's sand, but still, diving, my knees were hurting. My mother-in-law can get off the ground like twice the time that I can because her knees don't hurt. My knees were hurting. They were inflamed. And it's not just the fact that my body is carrying less weight. It's actually that the Tirzepatide is healing my metabolism. So I probably should make another video just to tell more about the other feelings that I experienced. But if you are in the camp of like thinking that these peptides are evil, you need to know that they're actually in your body right now. Our bodies make them naturally, and taking a compounded version of them, you know, obviously there's risks with everything in life, but the benefits for me have tremendously outweighed the risks. And I just think I see people every day walking around in bodies that are in so much pain and they're suffering, and they just don't need to suffer. And my only regret is not starting to take it sooner. And I'm so grateful to Connor, who is the founder of the gym I go to, for suggesting to me, hey, Jenelle, why don't you try a low dose of Tirzepatide? You're working so hard. Like, why don't you add that to the lifestyle changes you're already making? And that's my question for you. Don't you think you deserve that as well? I think you do.